Hey there, I'm Further Reading, and this is how you get Tier 4 Skavenblight on turn 4. First things first, we're going to throw the hero into the army, and then we are going to attack the barrow. If you want, you can fight and minimize losses, but we don't need to. We're just going to auto it. Now at this point, we're going to do something a bit controversial. We are going to occupy the city. The reason why we're occupying it is because of the new Skaven corruption mechanic. When the corruption is low, we're going to be generating food. That's going to give us food per turn rather than having to keep sacking it. The food per turn you can get from sacking it can be random, which is why sometimes you can get turn 4 or 5 using the more traditional methods. But this method is going to guarantee us getting it at turn 4. Next thing we're going to do is go to Skavenblight. We're going to build ourselves the Rattling Warrens because we need that for research. And we're going to set this to Shift Planning because we need that for our right. And that's the end of turn 1. Okay, here we are on turn 2. You can see we unlocked our right. Let's go ahead and use that straight away. There we go. And then we are going to pop you out of the city. We're going to put you into raid stance and pop you over here. And lastly, we're going to change you into exploitative planning. So we're getting 2 food per turn from this. We'll be getting, I think it's 3 to 4 food per turn we get from raiding. And we're going to be getting 3 food per turn from here. And we're going to be getting 3 food per turn from here. That should give us plenty of food to get to 80 by turn 4. Okay, here we are on turn 3, and this is a very simple turn. Just going to abandon Skavenblight. And here we are on turn 4. We have 81 food. We can go ahead and settle Skavenblight at tier 4. Now, that's the fastest way to get to it, but it's not the best way. The main issue is your money. You'll see here we've got 9k in our treasury. If you go through the traditional approach where you're attacking every turn, you'd have double this in your treasury, which means you're able to make more use out of Skavenblight. So while we do get tier 4 one turn earlier, we're actually many turns behind making the best use out of Skavenblight compared to the turn 5 method. However, there's some additional issues with the turn 5 methods, which some people think are bugs, but are actually mechanics which can sometimes be avoided, and sometimes you might need to restart your game to actually get it to work, and I'll go over them now. The first one is if you have no settlements, so I've abandoned the boat now, so I've got no settlements. When you're playing a Skaven and you don't have any settlements, you can't level up a settlement, or when you take it over, you have to do it at level 1 always. You have to make sure that you take the barrow before you make your way up here to grab Skavenblight. The other way that this goes wrong would be if your Beastman neighbor has done his ritual. When the Beastman does his ritual, any ruins in the area become uncolonizable. They become defiled blood grounds. I've seen this happen as early as turn 5, which is why some people think the turn 5 cheese doesn't work anymore. But I've also seen it happen really late. In this case, it happened all the way at turn 9. In this case, it's a bit confusing, because you'll see Skavenblight does not have the icon next to it, even though it is in the blood grounds. But if I try to settle it, you'll see it's grayed out, and it's grayed out because it is the foul blood ground, even though the icon isn't there. If I was to wait a turn, you'd see the blood grounds icon appear properly. If this happens, the best thing to do is to restart your campaign. I know this sounds extreme, but it's only turn 5, so not really losing much time. The hope here is that the Beastman player will make different decisions. As I said earlier, it can happen somewhere between turn 5 and turn 9, so maybe next time it'll be different. Yep, there you have it. This is how you get to tier 4 turn 4, why it isn't that good, and why your tier 5 ones might be failing. I won't go over the tier 5 cheese, there's lots of videos about it. You basically just keep sacking the barrel for 5 turns, it's not that difficult. Just make sure that when you do it, that you understand if it's failing, why it's failing. If you want to see more Warhammer tips and tricks, feel free to throw me a subscription and check out some of these videos on screen right now.